Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited because I get to do a look based on my favorite fall drink, which is the pumpkin spice latte, PSL for short. All of you guys know that I've mentioned it a few times in my recent videos, and I say this even to my friends in real life. I say there is a basic girl in all of us, so I'm celebrating her by drinking this pumpkin spice latte. So I wanted to use my Naked Heat palette because I haven't used it in a while. And for those that don't know, these are the colors, beautiful warm colors that range from light to dark. You have a good range of matte colors, or should I say mix of matte colors and shimmery colors. Nothing too glittery or over the top, but it's a very sultry, but also can be a very wearable neutral makeup palette to use. I wanted something that was very wearable. I wanted to make something that wasn't like so PSL inspired that it was kind of too artistic or too dramatic for the everyday girl. But I just wanted something very just neutral in tones, and also, just like I said, very wearable for more conservative locations that you may be. I mean, well, let's face the reality. I think most people are probably doing things through Zoom. But if you have like a small get together to go to or something, and you just want to add a little bit of glam but nothing over the top that makes you feel uncomfortable or grabs too much attention, I think that this is pretty good look to wear. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the tutorial. Using my Stay Matte Rimmel foundation primer, taking a little bit on my finger like this. I'm just gonna go ahead and dab it onto my face. Foundation wise, I'm taking It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation and Skincare, and these are two colors. One is too light for me, one is too dark for me, so I'm going to mix them. These are in the shade 22 and a half, which is light warm, and then another light warm in 23. So I find these foundations to cover very well but still be very lightweight, so I'm going to take the darker one first, is what I usually do, and just pump some. I get this little palette from Amazon, or I think you can get one at an art store. Just take a little bit of this one, like so. We're gonna mix it together like that to get a color. And then War Paint. Getting ready for some battle for the day. We know the enemy is always attacking, so this is a Pure Cosmetics brush, foundation brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend this into my skin. I find this does a pretty good job at blending out the foundation. Rimmel Stay Matte Concealer in Porcelain. Oop, almost dropped it. I look very scary right now. Sorry to anybody who is scared of me right now. Before I set my foundation and concealer, I'm going to use my Urban Decay primer potion for my eyes. Just gonna blend this on and let it set while I do the rest of my face. Maybelline's Fit Me Loose Powder in Fair. Really making sure that I get all the product out of here before I discard it and use my new one. I don't like to let things go to waste. So I set my under eyes with this. All-nighter setting powder. This is the waterproof setting powder. That's what it looks like. I get my brush. This is an It Heavenly Fine Luxe powder brush. Huda by Benefit bronzer. Take a little bit of that and just. This is an It Cosmetics by Ulta brush. Lately I haven't been filming my brows, but today I'm going to show you guys how I do my brows. Usually I'm using the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit, and I switch back and forth with different like gels and like creams and powders and stuff. But right now I've really been loving this just because it's so fine and point, but it has a spoolie on the end to comb out your brow hair. So why don't we do that now? I'm just gonna take my little compact here and do this. I'm just gonna brush it out, up, I should say, up and out. So here's, as you can see, I have a good amount of brow hair just naturally. I just have missing spots, like most people. So the pointy end is going to be the end that I am. Well, clean this off for you because I'm gonna be presentable here. So you just basically twist it upwards. It might be a little fuzzy on there. Sorry. Okay, I simply just follow the natural shape of my brow. I'm going underneath here, just following the line and tracing like so. And then I'm going to actually pull upwards to fill in the little gaps there. And you don't want to go too heavy and too dark on your inner brow because you're going to look like Oscar the Grouch. So that's why I also hold my pencil like this as opposed to like this, like if I were actually writing something out. So I'm doing it lighter right there. I don't want it to look super unnatural. I'm going to brush it out. When you're brushing it, you're actually blending out the pencil that you applied. Okay, so now, as you can see, I have a tail, but it doesn't extend very far. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to need to, just from experience of doing my own brows, I need to start filling this in here. And just follow. But as you can see, I'm kind of filling spots that aren't there with hair. And then just going, and the point of this really helps to make a nice sharp point to the brow tail. I'm going to go underneath here too, to just help fill in any lines. Everything needs to connect is basically what I'm trying to do. Connected, solid shape. I mean, I don't always do my brows very perfectly because I'm a human being and I make mistakes. Brush, 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 brush. I do take just 2 products, sometimes just one of them, but I'll take the 3D brow tones. This adds a little bit of color to my eyebrows as well. As you can see, it's tinted and it's a little spoolie. So anytime I don't fill in my brows and I'm just going super natural, I'll just use this to add some color. Like that. This adds a little dimension to the brows too, at least it's supposed to. Whoa, my contacts are super fuzzy. And then after that, I will put on the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit, and this one helps. It's just like a gel that helps to keep your brows in place. It's basically hairspray for your brows. Most of you know that. I remember back in the day when I was first watching YouTube videos, like in 2007, how everything was so new to us and how exciting it was. It's still exciting, but like everything was so new. We didn't know what setting your brows was. We didn't know what contouring was. We didn't know what highlighting was. We didn't know anything. And now I think you kind of just assume that people know the basics, but there are people who actually don't know the basics, so that's why I still like go through it out loud in my videos. I'm gonna start off with Chaser right here. It's a very soft neutral color, and we're gonna place that as our transition color. So just buffing it in. I like to take my time blending my eyeshadows because I think it's very important when you're doing a look like this, or just any look in general. Blending takes the most time, but definitely pays off at the end in the overall look. Now taking Sauce, I'm going to go in with this MAC 222 brush. I'm going to put it into the socket a little below that transition color. We don't want to cover up the transition and go as high. We just want to create a nice gradient effect by going from lightest to darkest. And creating dimension to the eye. Just like this. Now I'm going in with Cayenne, which is a beautiful color right there. Take just a tiny bit of it. I really don't take that much because I do little by little with my eyeshadow, especially when I'm deepening it. But I'm gonna take that and put that in the outer part of my eye. Brush it a little inward. So this is the outer V of your eye. And I'm just creating more shadow and depth to the eye cloak. Now I'm going to take my crease colors and put them underneath my eyes. So a little bit of sauce first, which is what I put in the crease, not the transition, and just a little bit of cayenne. Right at the outer corner right here. I'm not going to go all the way in because I don't want it to be that dramatic. I'm going to take Ounce, which is this really pretty light color with just a tiny bit of shimmer in it. I'm just going to apply that as my brow bone highlight. I'm also going to put that into the inner corner of the eye, just a little bit. Might as well. This is a large shader brush by Sigma called the E60 brush. And I'm going to go back into Chaser, and that is going to be my lid color. You can go shimmery if you would like to, but for this look, I kind of just want to be matte. This large brush really covers a lot of space, which is nice. And it helps pack on the color. Ardell Demi Wispies. I line my eye really quick with a just liquid liner. Something super thin. So I'm just gonna place these on top. Make sure your tweezers don't have any extra sticky glue on them because it'll pull off your lash once you stick it on. I think with lashes you kind of just get better at them by the more you practice. So, or you just apply them, and you're just gonna have fails here and there, and you have to be okay with it. I still have fails, and I've been putting lashes on for like 10 years now. Crazy. Okay, it makes me feel really old. These lashes have already been setting, so I'm just gonna go over the glue area here. A little bit of liner to hide what I can. Let's apply a little bit of mascara. This is L'Oreal's Bambi Eye Mascara. Touch the bottom lashes. Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On in Perversion. This is gonna help me with my tight lining. Again, go over the lash line to cover up the band and the glue. You need to have a pretty steady hand for this, so rushing is not an option. For blush, I'm taking Makeup Geek's Bliss, which is this light peach color, has no shimmer, and then another matte blush by Makeup Geek called Chivalry. So just take both of them. I'm going to start off with the lighter color first. I'll just go ahead and touch the cheeks with it, making sure that I'm following my bronzer. I'm not going too high either. Sometimes I'll do that. of a little bit of chivalry here. Just honestly a touch of it. I'm going to go on top of it. Just to deepen it a little bit. This brush also is by Sedona Lace, which I don't know the number. I've had it for so long it's completely rubbed off, but it is honestly my favorite brush to use for bronzer and for blush. You don't have to go as heavily on the blush as I did, but you can just sort of decide that on your own. I'm just gonna blend a little bit here. I don't want it to be too harsh. Okay, so we're gonna do lips. We all kind of end up with foundation on our lips, and before I put on my lipstick or my lip gloss, I'm actually going to take a makeup wipe and go ahead and trace that out. I think it's gonna help me in different ways. One, clean up the area, but also it's going to help the pigmentation of the lip color that I'm going to put on really be true to its color, because I think the foundation can kind of mess with it. So I'm using my Lifter Gloss by Maybelline. This is in the color Stone, number 8. And this is a Big Mama gloss. Oh, come on. Ooh, honey. Oh, this is getting you life right now. You don't even need a color underneath it. Really, it's so pigmented. But I'm really liking the almost all matte eye. The only shimmer that we have is the highlight color on the brow bone. But other than that, let me know what you guys think of this look. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and try it out for yourselves. The Naked Heat palette is very versatile. You can clearly play with all these colors and do something super soft or something very dramatic. It just depends on what you're feeling that day. So don't be intimidated by palettes that have all these colors, because it just gives you a lot more room to be creative with and just be really flexible with as well. So, I hope that you guys have such a great day or night whenever it is that you watch this. I will see you guys very soon in my next fall tutorial, and I love you. God bless you.